As the Avengers try and fail to secure the Tesseract during the Battle of New York to reverse Thanos' snap, Loki gets his hands on it, creating a new branch timeline by escaping. However, he is quickly subdued and picked up by an organization called the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. The Timekeepers created the TVA to tend to the sacred timeline after the destructive multiversal war, pruning variants that deviate from it. Before Loki is sentenced to be reset by Judge Renslayer, Mobius steps in. Escaping, Loki stumbles upon Infinity Stones used as paperweights. There's a far greater power to behold. Looking through his own timeline, Loki sees the death of his mother, his father, and himself. Mobius catches up to him, asking the God of Mischief for help, capturing a variant of himself that has been evading and killing their Minute Men. Learning the ins and outs of being a TVA agent, Loki plows through case files, eventually noticing how their variant has remained hidden. During apocalypses, there is zero variant energy, meaning a variant can hide and do what they like without alerting the TVA. They track the Loki variant down, finding Agent C-20 held captive, her mind lost, after revealing to the variant how to get to the Timekeepers. Loki confronts his doppelganger as they invade Hunter B-15's mind. He reveals his plan to overthrow the Timekeepers and could do with a qualified assistant. The variant removes her hood to reveal herself as Sylvie, a female variant. She bombs the sacred timeline, drawing time agents out of headquarters, leaving with Loki not far behind. Without her magic working at the TVA, Sylvie is cornered, forcing Loki to step in and save them, using her tempad burning through its charge. They land on Lamentis 1, the worst of all apocalypses, saved on Sylvie's tempad. No one survives. Having disrupted her plan years in the making, they must work together and escape on the evacuation arc before the planet is destroyed. Sneaking on board a train to the Ark, Loki and Sylvie talk of their lives and memories, building an understanding and connection. Sylvie lets slip that Hunter C-20 had a life before the TVA, contradicting what Loki was told, that the Timekeepers created them. In fact, they are all variants, captured and their memories wiped. Before they can hijack the Ark and escape, however, it is destroyed, leaving them stranded there. Mobius wants access to Hunter C-20, but Renslayer reveals that she is dead. Her mind gave up after Sylvie's tampering. The Lokis accept their end, but the TVA track them down, having created a branch never seen before. Loki warns Mobius that the TVA are lying to him. Meanwhile, Mobius realizes the Nexus event they created, alerting the TVA to their presence, was them. Two variants of the same being, forming a sick, twisted, romantic relationship. Hunter B-15 confronts Sylvie, stuck with memories from a past she doesn't remember after their initial meeting. Suspicious, Mobius steals Renslayer's tempad, finding recordings of Hunter C-20 rambling on about her past life, confirming Loki's claims. Caught by Renslayer, he is pruned. She takes both Loki and Sylvie down to the Timekeepers, but Hunter B-15 disrupts and frees them. Defeating the Time Agents, they decapitate the Timekeepers, finding them to be mindless androids. There's someone else behind all of this. Before Loki can admit his feelings for Sylvie, he is pruned also by Renslayer. Loki awakens in a land of ruin, the Void, with the giant storm cloud Elias chewing up all in its way. Sylvie questions Renslayer. When they prune branch realities, it's impossible to destroy all its matter, so they transport it to somewhere else on the timeline, where it won't continue to grow. Loki finds himself amongst many other variants of himself, including an alligator. They explain that Alioth is a living tempest that consumes all matter and energy. Sylvie believes there to be something beyond the void. If she could hide from the TVA in apocalypses, someone could be completely undetectable at the end of time, as it's impossible to start a Nexus event there, with time still being written. Seeing no other option, Sylvie prunes herself, arriving in the void. She finds Mobius and meets up with Loki. She believes she can enchant Alioth, giving Mobius the Tempad to return to the TVA and burn it to the ground. Sylvie and Loki begin the enchantment, whilst classic Loki distracts the creature, casting a huge projection of Asgard, sacrificing himself. They break through. At the end of everything lies the Citadel, housing He Who Remains, the creator that controls all. He invites Loki and Sylvie up to his office to talk, as Mobius and Hunter B-15 work to reveal the truth to their co-workers, as Renslayer escapes, searching for truth. Despite repeated attempts, He Who Remains claims they cannot kill him. He knows all that will happen. They never broke out, they simply walk the path he cleared for them. He explains that aeons ago, a variant of himself that lived on Earth in the 31st century discovered universes stacked upon his own. As other versions of him made the same discovery, they made contact. For a time, there was peace, but not for long. Some variants recognized new worlds as new lands to be conquered, starting a multiversal war. But he encountered the beast Alioth, created from the tears in reality. He harnessed its power and created the TVA, isolating the timeline, managing the flow of time, preventing any further branches and other variants of himself to challenge him. If he is toppled, something far worse will come to replace him. The Lokis have two options: kill him, destroying all he created and be faced with infinite versions of himself, restarting the multiversal war, or take over and continue running the TVA how they see fit. He is tired, having lived for so long, and with that, they cross the threshold. From then on, he doesn't know what happens. It's up to them. Believing him a liar, Sylvie wants to kill him, but Loki steps in. They fight, they kiss, until she sends him back to the TVA, allowing her to kill He Who Remains. "See you soon," he says, as the timeline breaks off, out of control. Loki runs to find Mobius, trying to explain what happened, but Mobius doesn't recognize him. He's too late, turning to find statues of He Who Remains. Someone has already taken over.